are back. We have been on a sabbatical from motivation and conversation. Of course, we've had the summer, we've had the Pen to Paper Tour, we've had all the things going on, but we are back in the saddle. And I didn't come back by myself tonight. I came with these amazing ladies, Sandra Tyler and Evangeline Williams, and we may have another one to join us in a minute. But we're gonna chat it up tonight. As I stated, we have been on the Pen to Paper Tour, and of course, during the summer, we had some of those locations, the latter part of the tour, to postpone. So now we are back on track, and we are getting ready for the upcoming Pen to Paper Workshop in Houston, Texas. H Town is in the house tonight. So
Yeah.
welcome, ladies. So glad to have you on with me tonight. As I stated, Pen to Paper has been a blessing over the years, but it's definitely been a blessing this year as I was led to do the tour. This is what I did when I first started Pen to Paper, which is an extension of my consulting business. And it was such a blessing to help people get clarity, understanding of purpose, just learning how to use the mechanics of the classic putting pen to paper. This is what Habakkuk 2 and 2 instructs us to do relative to vision. And so when God gave me that, I took it, I ran with it, and here we are 10 years later.
Wow.
It's been 8 years for Pen to Paper, 10 years, going on 11 years for the consulting business. And so I'm just excited about how it has been impactful and been a blessing to people. And so this year we started in Atlanta, Georgia, and we've gone from the East Coast to the West Coast to San Jose, California, and some places in between. And so it's been an amazing blessing. It's been intimate groups, but super impactful. People have walked away with more clarity, more understanding, being motivated, encouraged about their vision, where they are, whether that's for their life or their business. And that has been the whole premise for it. And so I want to hear from you ladies on tonight just about number one, where you are in your entrepreneur journeys. And of course, we have connections in different ways in personal development spaces where we're continuing to maintain our relevancy, being relevant, pursuing our visions, pursuing our goals, and doing the things. You're never too old, and it's never too
Never
late.
too old.
Ah,
And so, I tell people all the time, listen, I'm just getting started. The iron is just getting hot. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I got a couple of cooling
yeah,
on the back burners. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
and in this season that we're in, so
Mhm.
many of us are transitioning out of corporate, or we decided that, or corporate has, transitioned out of us. And we're deciding that we want to do the thing that we've been called and purpose to do. And this is where Pen to Paper comes into play. And so we talk a lot about the four phases of vision. So it's just not about seeing a big picture, but it's about envisioning yourself walking in that vision and
Exactly.
then understanding provision for that. And I'm going to talk about that in depth, ladies, because a lot of times, provision. We think if we think it, then we just gonna get
Oh
provision
no.
automatically. No, provision requires some preparation. So we want to have the appreciation and the compensation, but we don't a lot of times don't want to do the preparation. So the preparation is important. So we're gonna talk about that in the workshop, and then we have the area of division, which is about refocusing and prioritizing, or focusing
Mhm.
and prioritizing, should I say. And so a lot of
Right.
times we don't look at it from that perspective. And then we have the other area, the fourth area, which is revision, because as you grow, you have to adapt and be flexible and revise and do
Amen.
things on a different level. So that's where we're going to start out tonight. So whoever wants to jump in first, let's jump in and let's chat.
I'll jump in as the older because you said that something very important about age because they fondly call some of them call themselves queenagers. I can't even embrace that because I'm so far past that. But God, in His infinite wisdom, knew how He had programmed me and allowed me to get away to get some things done,
Hmm.
knowing that I had no excuse now. So
Hmm.
that grow till we
Yeah.
go, I really grasped that.
Hmm.
And at in this last trimester of my life, my mother is upstairs. She's 91,
Oh,
and
wow. That's a
I
blessing.
am looking at 75. So I
Wonderful.
stand in it to say it has nothing to do with age.
That's
When
right.
God purposes your life, you
Purpose.
got to start where he put you on the track.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
It
Yes.
does not become clear automatically. And I
No.
think with these kind of things that we're putting in place as strong Black women,
Mm-hmm.
we are going to help someone. I teasingly say, the seasons are just falling on top of each other because I teasingly say to my mentees, you guys, I ran the 220 back in the day.
Mm. Wow.
And I can see you all who are now asking me how I've done it in the curve. I can peep
Mm-hmm.
like Shakari did and see you in the
Yeah.
curve because now I'm in the stretch.
Come
And
on.
I and that's how I mentor to them
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
keep coming because there's that curve that's going to throw you some
Mm-hmm.
things. You got to refocus, you got to reframe, you got to reintroduce yourself
Yes.
to yourself.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Because there are some things in you that you've never gotten to do. You just set them aside,
Yes.
thinking, yeah, a lot of times we were surviving. Now we're time to thrive.
That's
And I
right.
could see you in the curve. Come on, let's go. Let's finish strong. So
Yes. That's
I am
good.
just excited that God would put me with such powerful women at this time in my life that
Yes.
kind
Yes.
of support up. I call them my Jonathans
Yeah. Yeah.
because you guys are young and I'm like old as David. But you guys, I mean, just the support and
Yeah.
what's available to help us get to where it's all here.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
even with the financial literacy thing, if you don't write it down, it's
Here.
going to stay
That's it.
here.
That's
If you
it.
don't
You
there's a
must.
strategy to this,
Yes, it
to
is.
everything.
Exactly
That
right. You must write
Yes,
it
and
down.
that's where I'm at.
absolutely.
I'm strategizing, and I'm like an Anthony O'Neill with this.
Mm-hmm.
I said, God, who am I helping? And he said, go after the M&Ms, the
Mm-hmm.
millennials, and the minorities. So
Yes.
that's my chocolate.
Yes,
Awesome.
absolutely. And that's so key because what we have to realize is that, to your point, you have a
Mhm.
wisdom we don't have. You treaded a path we haven't treaded yet, right? But at the same time, we bring in that motivation, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
we bring in that heat that kind of says, okay, I still got some fire. Let me get in and put my wood, on the fire and let me burn a little bit as well. And then we have the ability to share the wisdom while they have the creativity and the energy
Right.
in the millennial stage and the Gen Z stage. You need all of it working together, right?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
so while
Yeah.
there is a creativity and there is an energy that they have, the wisdom is not there. And so they think they can go and do XYZ without doing ABC. But no, you need ABC, baby, because that's going to
Oh
be
yeah,
important when you
yeah.
get
It's
down
going to
the
be your
road.
foundation.
So it takes both of
All
them,
of us. Yes,
all
I love
pieces
it.
and parts working together. And I'm telling you, I've had Gen Zs, I've had Gen Xs, I've had baby boomers, I've had all the ages in the pen to papers across the country. I have men, I've had women, young teens, and I'm telling you, the revelation is different based on the uniqueness of the vision
Oh
for
yeah,
every level and every age. And so we never run out of creativity as long as we got breath in our body. And that's the thing that
never.
we have to realize.
I
We
agree.
Right,
never run out of creativity. Now we may get a little, winded, we may get a little tired, but the creativity is still there, right?
right.
And Sandra, you made a good point. We have to always the stuff that we don't know that we have. And when we don't have good self-knowledge, then we'll doubt what God is able to
Okay.
do.
Yes.
And therefore we won't put pen to paper, we won't dream, we won't see visions, and we won't try to get to manifestation
Mm-mm. We want
because
strategy.
we don't know what we have on the inside of us. And
No.
so being self-aware and getting clarity, that is so important. And here's the thing about clarity. Clarity doesn't happen one time, it's an ongoing process.
Oh,
To your point,
Yes,
you get
seasons.
clear about what's happening today because of
today.
this situation and circumstances, but oh, baby, come tomorrow. You're going to get
Right.
some new
Oh
clarity
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
going to
yeah,
be
yeah,
another situation
yeah.
or circumstance,
Mhm.
right?
As
And
man,
so it's
I
so
totally
important that
agree.
we understand how to
Yes.
tread this path and how
Mhm.
to establish the clarity. So, I talk about number one, you got to self reflect every time it's time to get
And
clear because you got to figure out, okay, now what went wrong? Why did it go that way? What do I need to do this time to make this thing better and make it operate on a different level or
right,
Yeah.
or get a different result? Because if you keep doing that same thing, you're gonna keep getting that same result.
Right.
Then you got to implement self-awareness. Now,
Right.
that helped me to I reflected, so now I'm a little bit more aware of what I
Mhm.
need, what my triggers are, what I like, what I don't like, what I can handle, what I can't handle. Then that leads us to what? Better self-knowledge. Because every time we become self-aware from a reflection that we did, our self-knowledge
Exactly.
increases, right?
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Then that helps us to have some good self-direction. We know where we're going. We know if we need to turn
Yes.
this corner, go down this street, go north, south, east, or west. And then that helps us to arrive at good self-leadership.
Yes.
Yes,
Because if
Yeah.
we can't lead
First,
nobody else, we got to be able to lead us.
lead ourselves. Yes,
exactly.
Yep,
sir.
yep, yep,
Totally
yep, yep,
agree. Totally agree.
yep, yep. Evangeline, what's
Yeah.
going on your street?
Oh, so much is happening. One thing I do want to say also is that it takes discipline and it takes focus. And if we don't grow that within ourselves, and that means just every time there's a experience that you're having at that time for that event or
Mhm,
whatever you're pursuing, you have to have discipline in it. And you also have to be focused. If you don't stay focused with what you know that you have written down, what you have seen, you see
mhm.
what you saw, right?
Right.
That
Right.
it, you take it step by step by step and follow through that way to execute what you want and what you
Mhm.
know that you are needing to do. So I think that's that's important. What I am doing right now in my business, if you don't know, ones that may not know, I have a confectionery business. I sell New Orleans creamy pralines. And this season of time from September to December is where confectionery candies are known or being searched for the purpose of Thanksgiving and for Christmas gifts, corporate
Mhm.
and individually. And so it's really important for me to delve into that area. And so pen to paper, what it has done for me, it has helped me to do just what I've said, to be more disciplined, knowing that, okay, I
It's
have to have a
coming.
strategy
Mhm.
for bringing this forth.
Right.
And so there's ways that I've moved into a new area of Houston, Texas. And so that means that I have to make myself known, my business to be known there. So I joined the commerce. I've been to several meetings. I have different time periods. In October, I will be at a fall fair, selling my pralines and launching a
Yay.
new flavor. So
Yes.
there's many things that are happening, but I do agree. Um, it takes discipline and it takes focus. We have to, and you, as long as you have passion for what you are doing, you will get to the other side and you will see the growth in it. So that's what I have.
Absolutely. Now
Good.
she didn't talk a lot about the fact that she became an author as well
Oh, yes.
in the process.
You skipped right over that.
That's all about putting pen to paper, you know. But I agree, that
It's right here.
yeah, Grandma Dale and the Grand. So it
France.
takes it
Yes.
that's a whole discipline by
That's a
itself.
whole thing.
Yes, it
Mhm.
was.
It's a whole discipline by itself, And so here again, this whole concept is making sure that we don't leave anything on the table
Yeah.
and that we die empty.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, sometimes we are aspiring for things that we have the answers to because it's on the inside of us. Vision is so unique to the individual. I can't
It
express
is.
it enough. And a
Yeah.
lot of times we're looking for something to happen. We want to do something. I was talking to a client earlier today, and I'm saying to them, the power to get where you're trying to get to is in you.
Yeah,
Yes.
And until you pull it out of you, you don't get there. And
that's true.
whenever we fall into these slumps and things of that
Mm.
nature, oftentimes we take the moment to reflect and we figure out, hey, something I'm missing.
Yes.
Because oftentimes we'll get an unction, we'll get a word, we'll get something shared with us. The Holy Spirit will prompt us, and then we don't do it. We'll put it to the side. Oftentimes we don't write it down. And if we do, we don't act on it. So if you don't take action, if you don't write it down and then you still don't take action, then what's supposed to happen? Because it's not gonna fall out the sky. It's not gonna be delivered by FedEx or UPS. That's not how it's gonna happen. There is one avenue and one channel by which that vision is to come to manifestation, and that is through you, because he gave it to you. And
Yeah,
if you can't articulate that to someone else, how can you get collaboration for the vision? How can you get the vision to come to manifestation? And how can you get into the earth what it is that God's given you to do? And oftentimes it's by our own innate abilities. We don't have
Yes.
to go to school for it. We ain't got
Mm-mm.
to call up Pookie them and 1,200 people. We just got to do what God
yeah,
gave us to do.
No meetings on
yes,
it, nothing.
We ain't have to have no
yeah,
meeting about it.
Mm-mm.
None of
And
that.
I tell people all the time is that what God told me to do, it wasn't a conference call.
Hmm.
He
that's,
put in me something that he called me to do and then put me on mission to do it. So I
yes,
can't readily always explain it to you. I can communicate what God has said
Hmm.
and not so, but I can better show you because I'll step out in confidence of what he said.
that's
Uh-huh.
true.
Lately I have been trying to remember I had a great like, air game because that's all I did. I flew.
Uh-huh.
But a ground game was kind of shaky because I'm thinking when your trainer is training you,
Hmm.
unless there's a difference between a trainer and a teacher. So they're
Hmm.
trying to tell you how they do it. It's not
Hmm.
necessarily how God has wired you to do it. So I
That's
was
true.
having that misconnect
That's true.
to the
Uh-huh.
point where I just had to sit in it. I had to
Hmm.
wait and say, okay, God. And he specifically said, I need your confidence that I put in you
Hmm.
to go into high gear so
Hmm.
that
Right.
you will listen to me and not anyone else.
Hmm.
That's so
And
true.
something like this pen to paper thing, I'm telling my friends and everything, if you don't have a community, if you don't have someone that's going to push you, you
Hmm.
need a fast start.
Yeah.
And I think
Hmm.
this will be something that you can benefit from.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
When you
Absolutely.
get here, you not only get that fast start, now you got a community that's going to check
Hmm.
on you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what
Absolutely.
some people, that's all they need is
Hmm.
that
Accountability.
confidence. Yes. And
Yes.
themselves.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And you bring up that community. That is so community breeds, in my opinion, breeds consciousness. Because
Mhm.
sometimes until we're in certain communities, we don't wake up to certain things.
That's
And when
true.
we get in certain communities and we say, oh, so I ain't by myself. I'm
Mm,
not the only one that's going
Yeah.
through this. I'm not the only
that's right.
one experiencing this. So then there's an awakening that happens, right? Our
Hmm.
antennas go up, and then we're like, oh, okay. Because what the enemy wants us to think, we the only one. We the
We're
only
crazy.
one.
We're a little
You,
cray
we
cray.
the only one. You know what I mean? And so that community is so important. And so what
Yes.
this also does is it helps in a room, in a space, in an environment of collective wisdom, right?
Yes.
Helps you to gain another level of clarity for where you are currently. That
Mm,
clarity gives you another level of confidence.
Yes.
yes, it does.
Confidence
Indeed.
helps you to articulate yourself better and
Yeah.
articulate your vision better. And then what does that do? That leads you to a place of collaboration. Then you can connect with people because you can clearly communicate to them what you're doing and how
Exactly.
your vision can be impactful and what
Oh
it is that
man.
you can do. And
Yes.
so
Powerful.
that's what we've been seeing across the country. And it
Yes.
has been super amazing. And people are like, man, where has this been?
It's
Because
being
where has it been? Because this is
yes.
what I needed. This is what happens. We're taking in information every day, right? From
Yes.
everywhere. On the
Everywhere.
Hmm.
on social media, via the
Oh,
television, via
Right.
people we're talking to, on our jobs, all emails, information is coming, 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 coming. So what happens is we just keep taking in the information, taking it
yes.
in, but we never
Piling up.
process what we need for us.
Never.
So, but
Sometimes
if
we
you're
can't
not
even get through
clear,
the junk.
that's right.
Yeah.
And if you're not clear about what you need, you don't know how to process it, number one, and you
Mm-mm.
don't know how to
Mm-mm.
categorize it, number two. So
That's
No.
it's
true.
like, what do I do with what I'm gaining and how can it benefit me? These are the strategies, the structure, and the systems that this team will help you to put into place. So we
Amen.
have marketing. We even have a fashion stylist that said, look, it's just not about, what you do, but it's how you show up to do what you do. It makes a
Yes,
difference. So you
Exactly.
different. You can't show up like everybody else because you're trying
that's
to
right.
get to
Yep.
manifestation of your vision.
A
Then
vision.
we got how you gonna tell your story. So we have a
Yes.
coach that lays out a formula that tells you this is how the story needs to be told. This
All
is how
right.
it's compelling. This is
Right.
how you structure your story so that when you come in, you make sure that the audience and the people you're talking to realize that it's about them. It's not
It's
about you,
all of,
but it's
yes.
about them.
Right.
That draws them in to listening to what it is that your vision is. And then here again, we have marketing. How you gonna put it out there? How do you
Mm-hmm.
do that on a budget? How do you do that with no budget at all? All of these things are important. And then when you find your place, go after those opportunities with federal contracting, government contracts that are out there for all industries. So we're covering it from A to Z,
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
you
Amazing.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're excited to pour in, to pour out. And so I'm saying, for those of you that join us live tonight, thank you so much. We have some folks on tonight. And if you have any questions while you're in the chat, definitely feel free to drop them in, or you can share those questions later if you have questions later, and I'll definitely respond to them. But if you know of people that this will impact and help, you need to share this opportunity.
Yes.
Amen.
Um,
Yeah.
Opportunities are not obligated to repeat themselves, right?
No,
Oh no.
So
Mm-mm.
we either take
They're never
advantage of it or
take
convenient.
we
it
don't.
now,
Yeah.
Never
They
never
may not
to
be
convenient.
lose it.
convenient for you.
But what I can say is that it's a dual investment that will bless you for the rest of your life. So it's the
Mm-hmm.
investment of your time because we can't get a refund on it. So how you spend it is important. And it's a monetary investment that is nominal for the return that you're going to get. If you had to sit in front of each of these coaches and consultants individually, you'd pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get the expertise and the knowledge. So listen, it's a drop in the bucket for what you're going to get for all of this collective wisdom, for these testimonies that you're hearing tonight. These beautiful spirited ladies, and I'm just so grateful to have the connection and the commitment of them to host you all in Houston,
Yes, that is
Texas on
exciting.
September
Come on, H
21st. It
channel.
is going to
Yes.
be amazing.
May
So I'm telling y'all, don't sleep, don't wait, don't hesitate, don't procrastinate. You want to get online and get your ticket.
Yes,
Amen. Yeah, exactly. I am excited. Yes,
I
I
am
am.
as well. And don't forget that it's going to be at the Homewood Suites in Katy, Texas, at 9450 Katy Freeway.
Huh?
Hope to see you guys there.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Sandra, you any parting words before we end tonight? I think we stirred up the pot and got the at least we got the kettle hot. It may not
I'm
be
just
whistling
saying,
for some
yeah,
people, yeah, but we got the kettle hot.
we got the kettle hot. If
Yeah,
you cannot decide, take this before God
yes.
and listen to him. Follow his
And
directions. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess yourself and jump in here for the time of your life.
yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
Well,
what I say.
listen, you've heard it from the wisdom of these ladies. You've heard their experiences. Here again, like I said, Evangeline got a book done in less than 3 months. She was at
yes,
Pen2Paper last year, 2024, and by February, she was releasing her book, and it was a
yes,
phenomenal success. And
yes.
Great,
she
great,
learned a
great.
lot, but she put into practice, and that's the thing. Once you put the pen to paper, then you got to you got to put the action behind what it
Yeah,
is what you write down. And
Amen.
I think all of these elements will give you the opportunity, and not only just to be in the presence, but to take advantage of the opportunity to
Opportunity.
get this information from these persons who have these areas of expertise. The person who's doing government contracting has been in this field for 20 plus years. She's excellent at proposal writing. She knows the ins and outs. She knows it has the connections. She can tell you what the dollar amounts are of the contracts that are out there waiting. Marketing guru. This is what they do. This is the area that they focus
hmm,
on. So there's the opportunity to learn how to market on a zero budget, but you just gotta take the action. So we're
Yeah.
excited for all of this information that's going to be
Yeah.
made available on September 21st in Houston, Texas, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and beyond. I'm sure we're looking forward to seeing you in the place.
All
Any
right.
questions? Reach out to each one of these ladies. They're on Facebook. The information's on their pages, or you can go to bridgetmoody.com and just get registered flat out. You ain't got to worry about it. You can bypass that. But
Right.
bridgetmoody.com /tour, or you could just go to the store and get registered tonight. All right. We're looking forward to seeing your face in the place.